Welcome students of class 11. We are on the chapter that is thermodynamics. It is the part 7 from this chapter. On the last day I have discussed on the definition of different types of energy changes and in terms of enthalpy. That is enthalpy of formation and enthalpy of the fusion, enthalpy of or the Born-Haber cycle, etc. Now today there is a definition regarding to the Born-Haber cycle, that is the Born-Haber cycle actually give us the lattice energy. What is lattice energy? So lattice energy, that means when a ionic compound, lattice energy, that is when a ionic compound dissociate, lattice energy, ionic compound dissociate in water to give ions in gaseous state. For example, NaCl solid to Na plus gas plus Cl minus gas. Here is the amount of energy change, that is Na plus plus Cl minus, this is known as lattice energy. Now lattice energy, if there is the in the form of Na plus and Cl minus, there is the free state or the arrangement of the cations and anions are feasible, and for this reason there is the liberation of energy, and this energy is termed as the lattice energy. So lattice energy, that means when an ionic compound dissociates to its constituent ion in its gaseous state, then the liberation of energy is known as lattice energy. It may be defined in this manner, that it is the enthalpy change when 1 mole of an ionic compound dissociate into its ion in gaseous state. So it is the enthalpy change. We know the enthalpy is the another term, that is the heat change when 1 mole of an ionic compound dissociates into its ion in gaseous state. Now this is the lattice enthalpy or lattice energy. Now next one, that is another term, that is enthalpy of solution. Enthalpy of solution. So when a compound dissolves in water, then there is some hydration with the cations and the anions with the water molecule, and as there is the hydration or the aquation is there or the solvation is there, then there is also a change in the heat content or enthalpy content, which is known as the enthalpy of solution. So what is the enthalpy of solution? When a compound dissolves in a solvent, then there is a liberation of energy, and which is known as enthalpy of solution. It may be defined as when a compound dissolves in a certain amount of solvent, when a compound or certain amount of compounds or maybe mole dissolves in a certain amount of solvent, then the change in heat content is termed as enthalpy of solution. Now we can relate the enthalpy of solution with the lattice energy and the hydration enthalpy. So what is hydration enthalpy? That means when the dissociation of an ionic compound to gaseous cation and anion, that is for NaCl it is Na plus gas and Cl minus gas, then in the aqueous state it will make a compound or make a complex with that of the water molecule, and these two terms, that is lattice energy and hydration enthalpy, is the combination. The combination of these two is equal to the solution enthalpy. So the solution enthalpy, we may give a chart like that, that is AB, a solid forming A plus aqueous plus B minus aqueous. Now it will dissociate to A plus gas plus B minus gas, and from this it will produce A plus gas and B minus gas, and from this it will produce delta hydration enthalpy. Then we will get the product. So it is the lattice energy. It is the symbolized as delta lattice H standard state, and it is the delta of solution IH at standard state. So delta H of solution is equal to the delta lattice plus delta hydration. Now the compounds of chlorides are easily soluble in water, but that of the fluorides does not. Why? The reason is here. Here the lattice energy is so high that it does not go to the hydration state. Here lattice energy is so high that it does not dissociate to its gaseous state, and so the hydration is not possible here. So because of strong hydration lattice enthalpy, the fluorides are less soluble than that of the chlorides in aqueous state. This is all about different enthalpy from the chapter. There are definitions, and we will use these definitions to calculate the different problems regarding to this chapter. Now next, that is there are some limitations from the first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics is basically the conservation of energy. That means one kind of energy will transform to the another one kind, but it is not true for all the time. When there is a irreversible process is going on, then the first rule does not show its validity. So for this kind of changes, there are the second rule, or the independence to the system is given, and this system or independence property to the system is given by a term that is known as entropy. So entropy is the another term. It is also a thermodynamic property, and it is the chaosness of the system. So what is entropy? Entropy is basically the chaosness of the system, and it is represented as the molecular chaos or the molecular interaction, etc. in the system. Now it is the measurement, and entropy, it is the measurement of randomness or disorder of the molecular. It is a state function and extensive property. State function, that means we can addition it and we can subtract it to calculate the change in the entropy, and also the extensive property, that is depends on the mass. Now the unit of entropy is joule, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Entropy it is the heat it is the chaosness of the system. Chaosness of the system. Now assume two systems, that is here gaseous molecule A and it is the gaseous molecule B, and this is a inseparable membrane. Now when we take away the membrane, then there is the easy mixture of A and B. Now from this type of reaction, there the concept of entropy comes. That means the free movement of the gaseous mixture is ultimately goes to the increase in the chaosness of the system, and this is known as the entropy. It is not only increasing all the time, but for a reversible cycle it is increasing, and it is positive for a reversible process. Now this is from this time we have known that what is entropy. Now the change in entropy, that is delta S standard state, is equal to delta S of product minus delta R of reactant, delta SR of entropy of product minus delta SR entropy of reactant. Now it is Q reversible by delta T. So this function, that is the entropy function, is inversely proportional to the absolute temperature. So entropy is defined as the heat change in a reversible process divided by temperature. So entropy is defined as is equal to heat change for reversible process divided by temperature. It is the definition or mathematical expression of entropy. ds is equal to dq reversible by T. So from here TdS equal to dq reversible. Right? Now it is the entropy. Now when delta S greater than 0, that means when entropy is increases, then heat will be absorbed from the surrounding. When entropy is increasing, then heat will be absorbed from the surrounding, and the system is spontaneous in nature. Now when delta S decreases, in randomness, heat is evolved, that is for the exothermic reaction. And entropy change of an ideal gas is given by entropy change of an ideal gas is given by the equation, that is delta S equal to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus R ln V2 by V1. Delta S equal to NCV ln T2 by T1 plus NR ln V2 by V1. This is the change in entropy for an ideal gas for a reversible process. Now entropy change during phase transition. So phase transition, that means solid state to liquid state, liquid to vapor state, and we know the different heat energy exchange during this process. Now entropy change during melting, that is delta S of melting is equal to delta S of melting is equal to heat change during fusion by T. It is the definition of delta S or entropy change or for melting process. In the same way, delta S of vaporization equal to delta H of vaporization divided by T. The T, that is temperature at which the system undergoes the change. Now this is about the entropy of a system. So entropy is the chaosness of the system, and it defines a system is spontaneous or non-spontaneous in nature. Generally for a reversible process it is increases, and for an exothermic process it is decreases, and for endothermic process it is increases. Now from the concept of entropy there is another term, that means another rule of thermodynamics is there, which is known as second rule of thermodynamics. The statement, there are different kinds of statement for the second rules of thermodynamics. So one statement may be the entropy of the universe is always increasing. Entropy of the universe is always increasing in the course of every spontaneous or natural change. So the entropy of universe, that means system plus surrounding, always increasing in the course of every spontaneous or natural change. So natural change, that is the streaming of water from the hilltop to the sea level, and also the evaporation of water, these are a spontaneous process. Now for this spontaneous process, entropy is always increasing. Or I mean, another statement is there, all spontaneous processes or natural processes are thermodynamically irreversible without the help of an external work. That is, heat cannot flow itself from a colder to hotter body. So all spontaneous process. Now next point, that is, what is spontaneous? So spontaneous process, that is a one step process or a one way process is known as spontaneous process. The spontaneous process, that means which undergoes in a free manner, there is no bar in between the reactions ongoing, so the reactions can freely move from the initial to the end state. This is known as spontaneous process, and it is also an irreversible process. That means irreversible process is that which cannot be reversed back to its initial state or previous position. And so in spontaneous process or the irreversible process is the same. Now the spontaneous process is maybe of two kinds. That means there no need of energy or there requirement of some amount of energy. No need of energy, that means the evaporation of water or the sugar dissolves in water. This comes under the initiation. Some initiation, that means the burning of coal or the calcium decomposition of calcium carbonate to CaO to CO2. Here some amount of heat is required. This is also spontaneous, but there some amount of energy is required. So this is the spontaneous reaction, that is the one way process, and there is no bar in between the in ongoing process of the reaction. So the concept of the second law of thermodynamics, that all spontaneous process or natural processes are thermodynamically irreversible without the help of an external work. For example, when water is flowing from a glacier to the sea level, then there is the opposition force is required to revert back the water from the sea to the top of the hill. Now another one example may be when there is a mixture of PCl5 is reversible as PCl3 plus Cl2. So in this spontaneous process, when there is a mixture of three components in a different amount, then we does not represent it that which process is ongoing. So in that case, we have to take the approximation that there is a external force, that is the we have to take the concept of equilibrium here. That means the reactions or the reactants are in which state. So these are the examples of the entropy or the spontaneousness. Next, that is spontaneous process. So that's all from this class, that is what is entropy and what is spontaneous and what is the second law of thermodynamics, and also the heat of hydration. On the next class we will discuss on the what is free energy function and Gibbs free energy function and its relation with the equilibrium of a reaction. Thank you.